So I got that one off. I'll skip that because it's hard to hold the camera. And now we'll work on getting the fan off real fast. Make it easier to get the motor out again, because if you leave it on, you hit the radiator with it going up. There we go. The last bolt on there. So now we will take these off, these 4 bolts, and that whole thing will pop off there. Look at this thing right there. Get off, dang it. Get. Yes, that's exactly how I'm supposed to do that. And that's back on the bolts real fast. Just make sure I don't lose them. Okay. This thing's done draining out. Back up in here. There we go. Next up, take these things right here off. It's probably gonna leak everywhere. It's okay. Okay. There we go. Let's pull those things off now. There's all that fluid. Alright, so those are both off now. I got that one capped off so it wouldn't leak on us anymore. I was just sitting there, it's top. So, one of the last kind of steps doing this now is to take apart this throttle linkage right there. I think it's one of the best spots to take it apart right there. And then the exhaust, there's 2 or 3 bolts right in there. And then we're just about there actually. Okay, so this part we're working on is taking apart this little throttle lever. It should be probably almost impassable. Okay. There we go, so there's the cotta pin, so I can push this one back through. Yeah. Okay, well that's how you take that apart. Okay, I just remembered this thing. It's kind of in the way still over here as you can see, but if you just go like this, and what's that? Alright, I just realized there's one more wire that I forgot to mention. This one right here. This one goes over to here. And it comes back around down there, and it comes back up right here and goes into this, which I believe this is for the tachometer. And so I just gotta take these 2 things off. Make sure to remember that the red goes on the bottom, as you can see, and green top. So that's why you don't mess them up, and your tachometer will stop working. Oh god, why? Okay. There we go. Yeah, now I'll throw these back on so I don't lose them. And then one other wire is down right there. And that one, it's kind of hard to see it. It goes that right there. And that runs down just to a little connection right here that you can just pop apart. There we go. Jesus. Alright. And that, I think, is all the actual wires. Okay, well, I'm taking the exhaust off now. So I'm gonna take it off right here. It's easy. So these are just nuts, I believe. As I fold covering both my eyes. last little bit left on this. How's that? Okay. Alright. That is all off now from the exhaust manifold. It's unbolted. So now when we pull the motor out, that will just slide right off. The exhaust will stay up where it is. So I ended up taking this piece of metal off right here. It's kind of like a heat shield from the motor to hide the brakes mesh cylinder. So I took that off just to make it a little easier. Just gives a little more room to swing around, so I got a little more bite each time. Now it's all done, so the next step I guess would be to finish taking off all like the gas lines and vent lines, and then start working on taking off the shifter, and that's that. And yes, the car's very dirty. We're gonna take a break real fast and go get some lunch. Car's all up in the front, sitting on blocks. Got a few more steps to do, and then the motor will be coming out. And tonight the new motor will be coming here, and we'll be getting it ready. We'll most likely swap the intake and exhaust manifolds over to the new one because I know they fit, and these are new injectors in this one, so I know they work and everything. And I'll put them back in, and hopefully this motor won't smoke anymore, and it'll be a lot more fun to drive. Alright, so this car is all ready to go. We're just going to take a break because we're waiting on the motor hoist to get back. That's with my dad right now. He's getting the motor. He'll be back in a few hours. But we'll move on to this car over here. This is another 260 I'm working on. This one isn't quite as nice as that one, I guess. This one over here has a little less rust. This car, on the other hand, runs very well. Has the dual round top carburetors. The main problem is, however, very rusty. So what I'm going through right now is I was just working on moving these fuel lines back from this area right here. As you can see, the hole right there we have to weld over and because it's all rusty. We're cutting out. So I unscrewed them all from these things, and moved them all over that way. As usual, we had 3 broken bolts. That's okay. As you can see, all the wires are kind of pulled back out over here. I pulled them back through this gusset hole right here because I'm going to work on cutting all that out, cleaning it up, and then cutting the metal for it and shaping it into position. Not exactly sure what my plan is with that. I don't know if I'll focus on doing like this part right here first, and then moving on and doing like the back wall over here. I gotta leave room for a hole right here to fit the wires back through, and then put like a gusset thing around them. But yeah, for now, I guess I'm just gonna cut it out in some straight shapes so it's easier to cut out the piece of weld back in. Day 2 on the motor. I'm working on pulling it out today, so that will be pulling these gas lines off right here. We'll take the radiator out just for safety. This is nice and new, we don't want to damage it. And then just 2 motor mounts and transmission mount, and that should be ready to go. So we'll get to work on that. Alright, put a little container underneath these because we all know probably gonna spray gas everywhere. So just a little bit. So both those are off. So now we can begin taking off the radiator. And then after that, just look over, make sure nothing else we missed. Hook up to that. And pull right out. So we got the radiator out. Now it's just moving on. Taking these motor mounts out right there. And over there. Take apart the air intake right here. And then the car is ready to go. Looks pretty weird right there, but we're getting close. One thing we forgot to mention is we gotta take out these vent tubes right here from the charcoal canister. It's relatively simple. Just gotta grab these and just wedge it off. There we go. Well, it's almost ready to hook up. It's sitting outside now because the new motor has arrived. This one is looking good. We'll be pulling that out of the car tomorrow. Hopefully getting the new one ready to go back in. Just gotta put intake and exhaust on. So that'll be fun.